Good morning, everyone. This is Kendall Askins from Stimulated Minds. Askins Stimulates over on Instagram. Joining you another Wednesday morning with another gem to drop. And today I want to talk about something that I think we've all experienced, but we don't often pay close attention to. So I'm going to talk about focusing on you. And another way I really want to say this is minding your business. Minding your business. So let me just give it some context, okay? You know I love y'all, and this is a tough love. However, different perspective. So here's the perspective I wanted to give you on focusing on you. Often when we are experiencing people or engaging in conversations, interactions, things on our day-to-day lives and day-to-day basis, right? I think we often look at it as how things are happening to us instead of how we are interacting with the world. So, for example, when we have a conversation with somebody or things like that, we look at things that person is doing, and we look at we want to give feedback on how they can be better, right? So, oh, you could have said that to me nicer, or you could have not worried about that, or you could have shown up differently, right? Like, we always have something to say about somebody else and how they could be better. And I'm wondering what would happen if we turned that critique on ourselves, right? So instead of saying you could have watched your delivery, we could be looking at ourselves, say, why did that delivery trigger me? Right? Or instead of looking at how somebody else can improve, we could be looking at how we showed up in that space and how we can do better in something, right? And what I've noticed is I used to be very, very, very focused on other people and how other people were showing up when they were engaging with me. And while I am very direct and I am very honest, right? And I love that about myself, I was realizing that I was spending a lot of energy and time telling people about themselves instead of checking my own self, right? And when I changed the perspective and started checking myself and checking how I was showing up in spaces, or how I was being perceived, or if I was showing up as my best self, right? Number one, I didn't necessarily need somebody to do that for me unless I asked, because there are times where I might ask someone else's thoughts because you want a different lens, right? So you might seek it out. But what I also noticed is that I stopped looking for people's approval on things, right? So it was because I was constantly giving out critiques, I was constantly upset if someone, were critiquing me. And when I shifted the perspective and really started focusing on myself and how I could become the best version of myself, people's opinions of me stopped holding such a heavy weight, because I was sitting with myself and I knew that I was happy with who I was. Often we get very upset because when people say something, we do find truth in what they say, right? And so we feel that we need to defend it, or we need to explain it, or we need to explain to them why they're wrong. But if you're really working on being the best version of yourself, and you are analyzing or reflecting or growing, then when people really start saying stuff, you're not going to take it any personal way, because you already know what you have to work on, right? So I'm going to encourage you guys to really begin to shift your focus and stop giving out unsolicited critique to people. It is so unnecessary. That same energy, turn it around and focus on yourself and love yourself. Mind your business this morning. But y'all know that I love you, and I welcome, anything that's going to uplift people. It's very different, right? But when you're working or sharing something that just made you feel some type of way, and you're operating from a space of just your emotion, you're often not really honing in on what part of you would need to grow in that moment. So focus on yourself. I hope that this is something that gave you a new perspective. Let's hear your comments down in the comment section. Shoot me some stars if you like this, and share this video, subscribing to our platforms. All right, I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I will see you here back next week for more fun. Bye.